Hey, this is WhyBeAre with beamNG.drive, and today we're going to take a look at a cube that is not the H cube. There's actually another cube available for beamNG.drive, and it is called the high-res cube. I think we should really start off by showing you why the high-res cube is called high-res. And it's not because it has the reflections on it and you can see the clouds and stuff in it. No, it's actually because of the nodes and the skeleton, well, basically the J-beam structure. So here is the structure of an H cube, and then we'll show you what the structure of the high-res cube looks like. So on the H cube, you can see there's a node in each corner, basically, and the actual skeleton is as simple as you can possibly get to make a box shape. Now, this is the node and skeleton for the high-res cube. Yeah, it just has a wall of nodes. There's just so many nodes. I think there's over 1,000 nodes. Nodes of the red text, by the way. They're all numbered, and I swear I've seen a number over 1,000 right there. You see at least 1,130 of them, if not more. So there's a ton of nodes there. And, well, the skeleton is similar. It's made up of hundreds of little tiny squares. So what does that mean, actually? Well, that means for the H cube, when you crash into something, it stays the shape it has. For the high-res cube, it's the exact opposite. It moves around like a piece of Play-Doh. So right there after that collision, the H cube is basically undamaged. It's kind of hard to see it, but look, undamaged. While the other cube, the high-res cube, is just bashed in. So you can see the difference pretty clearly there. And, well, let's play around with it now that you see the difference. We're just going to keep ramming it. Keep ramming it. Ram it some more. See how much we can misshapen it before it falls over. But you can see this thing is just like a piece of clay or something, because you could just keep changing its shape non-stop. However, with it being so high resolution, it will start to make your computer chug along when you damage it too much. As you see, my frame rate is slowly getting lower and lower. But look what we've done to it. We have absolutely destroyed it. I mean, shoot, that thing's broken. So that's actually only using a relatively light H cube too. That's the 270 kilogram one. If we were really crazy, we could bring out the 8,000 kilogram one and bring it way back and see what that does. And I'm pretty sure this will just cause absolute destruction to the high-res cube. So let's see the absolute destruction. Okay, I am wearing the... I just said I'm gonna wear the high-res cube. Apparently that's what the plan is. I should point out that the high-res cube doesn't have any thrusters or anything fancy like the H cube does. I just figured, since they're both cubes, it'd be a fun way to start things out by doing cube versus cube. And, well, put simply, the H cube wins. The H cube defeated them, and then they wore their skin. That's like a medieval hunter right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a car and crush a car into it. So let's use the... Let's use the bolide. Oops, that's not the bolide. Get out of here with that nonsense. The bolide. The fast one, and get a good color on it. Let's use green. Green's a nice color. Well, I always use green. Let's use purple. Pinkish purple. So, if I knew the difference between magenta and violet and all that, I would tell you exactly what this is. But me, this is pinkish purple. I can't tell you no fancy color. But all we're doing is ramming right into the cube and seeing what kind of damage that does. So let's try to look at the car. And car seems to have sustained some damage. Actually, we could just move it out of the way and then look at it, since it actually did receive some damage, because we were going much faster that time. And, yep, some damage, but not going to stop it from driving. The cube, on the other hand, well, it doesn't quite resemble a cube anymore, but you can see, because it's a really wedge-shaped car, there's a really wedge-shaped crash shape in this thing. So it does, to some extent, keep the shape of the car you hit it with. Let's try, just for comparison's sake, let's try hitting it with something. Oh my goodness, the car and the cube have become one. That was not the goal. But I was going to say, let's go ahead and try hitting it with something that's a little more, not wedge-shaped, I guess you could say. Put it simply. So we're going to bring it back the same distance, and we're going to try to get the same speed on it, and we're going to use the H series, but we're going to use the drag edition, just so I have enough speed to try to match the same speed as the bolide. which I believe was about 70 miles per hour or so. So boom. Right there you can see that one did not make a wedge-shaped crash. Not even close. That one made a very fat van-shaped crash. I don't know how to describe it, but you can visually see the difference between the two. One makes a very different shape than the other. And then somehow this thing is still standing. That's actually quite impressive. That is very impressive. I wonder what it would look. I don't think it would look too good in slow-mo, will it? I don't know. Let's find out. Hit it really hard, really fast. In slow-mo. Coming at it at an insane angle. Oh, it just really does. It deforms to the vehicle so much. It's like clay. It really is just like clay. And then we get some lag because that is really deformed from that speed. Let's go and move the truck out of the way, which actually did really well, or the van, whatever you want to call it. And take a closer look at this thing. And yeah, it's ruined. But again, you can kind of tell that wasn't hit by the bolide because there's no wedge-shaped hit to it. It's a real fat-shaped hit. Because even if we hit it with the bolide at a really high speed, it would never look like that. It just won't. Watch. I'll just do it again with the bolide. Get even faster this time, and you'll see it doesn't look like that because the bolide's a wedge. Stop spinning your tires. Let's go. Come on. I know that's all my fault for just shifting into first while I'm going in reverse. I don't care. I'm going to yell at the car anyways. So I'm hoping to get to almost 100 miles per hour by the time we hit it. I don't think we're going to quite make that though. Close. Maybe just under 100 basically when we hit it. Yeah, 97-ish. We're going to hit it. So that's close enough. And you'll see though, even though we're going fast, this is going to be a wedge-shaped hole. It actually is cool to watch it in slow-mo because the car just goes like inside of it. I think it might be too high res almost. Is that even possible? Alright, so there. 100 mile per hour crash. And you'll be able to tell this one was from the bolide probably. Watch. Look, you can tell because it has that wedge shape right there. Look. Right there, just the wedge of the car. It's crazy. Not detailed enough to be able to say, oh yes, that was the bolide, but you could definitely tell the difference between a truck hitting it and the bolide hitting it. You know what? I think it might even be fragile enough to be beat up by the pigeon. This will be the first thing the pigeon has ever been able to beat up all on its own. Usually the pigeon is the thing that's getting beat up. Times have changed. It's now the pigeon's time to shine. Hopefully, at least. I don't know if it'll actually work, but it makes sense to me seeing how badly damaged this thing has gotten so far. We got the pigeon up to about 45 on this hit. We'll do 8 times slow-mo. Oh, the pigeon got a little bit of damage on it, but the cube was what got beat up. It really did get beat up there. Can't move the pigeon out manually, so we're just going to reset it out the way. Take a quick look. And there's like no way you'd say that was the bolide. That one you can kind of tell it was either the pigeon or the H-cube just because of the shape of the front end is very small and boxy. So that's really cool with this thing. Like you can really get a good idea of what hit it based on the shape. That should be like a game. I hit it with something and you guess what car it is, right? Let's see. What else can we do with this thing? Well, you know what? This whole time we've been hitting cars into the cube. Why don't we do the opposite? Why don't we use the cube to hit cars? Now the cube, I think I said it earlier, it has no thrusters or anything like that. The only thing you can do with it is drop it onto vehicles, which isn't really too hard. All you do is place it right above it with the free camera, and then you drop it right on top. So that's exactly what we'll be doing. Go and park this thing, put it into neutral, grab the cube, try to get right above this, and go straight up, and drop it. That's going to be perfectly placed. Awesome. And it is heavy enough to damage a vehicle right there. I wasn't sure if it would just act as a mold and just kind of take their shape, or if it would actually damage it. it actually damaged it really, really well, or bad, depending on how you look at it. That thing got damaged up. Let's go and move it out the way, and yeah, that thing's... The whole interior is... What? Wait, where'd the back of the chairs go? It was back of the chairs previously, and now those are gone. The steering wheel's still there, the gear shifter's still there. You can see bits and pieces, but like, the whole seating arrangement's all screwy. Here, let's reset it. It does have backs to those chairs, right? Yeah, it does. Maybe they got folded down. That's my only guess, is they got folded downwards by the cube hitting it. So, let's go ahead and, what if we did this reversed? Yeah! Oh, wait, the cube's already broken. That's a bad idea. We gotta break the cube first. Or, I mean, not break the cube. We gotta make it not broken first. Then we could drop a car onto the cube. Just for something different. The pigeon gets its revenge once again. Oh, or not. You see, like, the whole frame start to bend when it hits. Like, that's not exactly revenge, you know. I think it should still drive, though. Yep, still drives. Although I don't know if I can steer it. Nah, well, nope, I can't steer. The steering's busted. Cube is just... This cube is cool. Like, that one, you can't really get any specific shape out of it. It doesn't really look like it was hit by any specific vehicle. Alright, so I think we should do a couple more drops on some more beefy vehicles, because, you know, dropping it on the pigeon is one thing, but dropping it onto some stronger vehicles, that'll give you a better idea of how strong it actually is. Let's start off with a normal 8 Series van. Get it into, let's go orange. Yellowish orange, that'll work. And back it into where the cube is. Okay, or go forward because I accidentally changed transmission types. Doesn't really matter. Reset the cube. Drive the van forward a bit. Wow. It just... They both went splat. Can the van still drive? Oh, it can. Van's still driving. Although it got totally destroyed and you can't really sit in it anymore, it still drives. Sort of. You see right there, something was going on, but it's okay. Still going. Well, if it can break that up, I think we might want to use something even stronger. Let's use the T-Series. You know, actually, before we do that, I just kind of want to see, what does a cube look like when you just drop it? Does it, like, bounce at all, or does it just go splat? It just goes splat! Let me actually make it where I can get some slow-mo on the cube so I can actually see it in slow-mo to see if there's any sort of bounce or if it really just goes splat. Whoa, camera's flipping out right there. Gotta detach the camera to make it where I can actually see what's happening. Alright, so just to watch. It has no bounce whatsoever. It just goes splat and sticks it. It sticks that landing. Yeah, like there's a tiny little bump, which you consider maybe like a little bit of bounce. But that was it. I was just curious about that. It's an unusual object, the properties it has. It's like a piece of clay, but you can condense it. I don't know, it's unusual. Right about there? Yes, perfectly aligned. So we can go ahead and keep that spot right there. And go ahead and reset the cube right above. And we can get some slow-mo on it, hopefully, if this one has a slow-mo. Does, perfect. Oh, okay. It's gonna be on the back of the truck this time. It's not what I wanted to do. Don't know how that happened. We can back the truck up a bit, though. Alright, we gotta edit this part out. Hopefully I remember to edit this part out. Otherwise, we made a mistake. Alright, is it gonna hit? Come on, hit! Yeah, perfect, right there. Looks like it has a haircut. Looks like I just gave my truck a hairstyle. I never expected that. Now it doesn't look like it anymore. Now it just looks crushed. But for a second there, it looked like he had like a hairstyle. Kind of does still from this side. Like just a bit. It looks like some hair. Too bad you can't color the high-res cube. I've tried. It does absolutely nothing. It's always just that really shiny, reflective, almost mirror-like color no matter what you do. Imagine if your hair was really like that. That'd be cool. I don't know what the purpose would be, but it'd be cool. I want to go drive this into something and see what happens with the cube there. Like if it kind of crushes the rest of the truck or not. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Throw some slow-mo on. Oh, no slow-mo. Oh, now the slow-mo comes on. You're too late. Oh, but it did crush the... It did crush the driver. Passenger, he might not have been crushed. Although the G's, the experience right there, are not going to do any good to him. Can we look at the inside? Well, that's supposed to be the inside, but apparently it's not anymore. That's supposed to be the hood. I can't see nothing like that no more. Go and reset everything one more time. Let's move the truck out of the way. Woo! Perfect. That was intentional. Couple of things more I want to try, and then we'll be done with the general testing. I want to see what happens if you put the sun gravity on for this thing. So we're going to try to do that and see what it does. If I could hit the right menu. Sun gravity! Whoa! It just sinks. Aww. There's still a little bit that's not flat. What's up with that? Be entirely flat. Now it's flat. There you go. Good job. What if you start it in the air a bit and then... Oh, that's good. Get it real high up in the air and then let it really fall. Alright, this is gonna be perfect. I know my FPS are terrible because I have that big rig getting blown up too over there. He's like, hey, look at me, I blew up. Yeah, I know, quiet. Wow, though, that's... I think I made a bowl, almost. I think not a very deep, not a deep bowl. It's more of a plate, really, in terms of depth. But look at that! That is neat looking. I like it. Just a little plate. Alright, now we're gonna blow it up. Except I need to get rid of that big rig that's just making a mess. Well, actually, I can use that as for the propane tank. So go ahead and, let's see. What did you do, big rig? I look away for a little bit and you just blow yourself up, huh? So actually put earth gravity on so the cube will come down. Go ahead and make this a propane tank. And then we'll just stuff the propane tanks into the cube, do it next to the cube, all kinds of combinations. And we'll do it all from the map editor just because it's easier to do it like that instead of going back and forth because it just takes a long time to go back and forth. Alright, we're in the map editor now. We're just going to go ahead and copy it. And first we're just going to put 2 of it right next to it. So 2 right next to it, almost inside of it a little bit, but that doesn't make too big of a difference. It just launched it. It got launched. And unfortunately, I chose the wrong... Here, let me, instead of trying to fly all the way there, you know what? Doesn't even look like a cube. Doesn't look like a cube at all. It really did get launched. It really did. Alright, let's try that again. So I want to do the same thing, but make it maybe a little bit farther away. So maybe about right here. There we go. That time it just dented it. Or what if I come from every direction all at once like that? So we do 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. Alright. Now we're going to come from every direction at once and see what that does to it. It actually held up pretty good. I can still say that looks like a cube, kind of. Alright, here's the... how did I make it fly so much that other time? Oh, there we go. I put it inside. Oh, no. Things are getting glitchy now. Alright, let's just shove it full of propane tanks then. And just see what that does. I think I'll start with maybe about... let's put slow-mo on. I think slow-mo's on. I can't tell. Let's start with about 10 of them, though. I think it's about 10. No slow-mo was on, but whoa. I just made the cube much bigger. It is much, much bigger now. Let's get rid of all those extra propane tanks that are making all this noise and racket. Try putting some more in there. So go and just freeze physics again and try to expand it even more. I'm trying to put it in like all 4 corners, so hopefully the corners will move out even more. That's the idea, at least. Oh, it works! It works great. It's bigger and bigger and bigger. It's eventually going to really glitch out everywhere like this one right here. We could actually do it like that, where we just put the propane tanks in and they blow up as you place them. Well, at this point, it's not really resembling a cube at all. However, it has increased in size many times over, maybe like 100-fold at least. Alright, what happens if you ram a car into that? I am really curious what's going to happen here. I gotta find a car. Well, I could just take a propane tank and make it into a car, I guess. So I should have despawned all the propane tanks. I didn't think about that. Oh well. So let's just grab a car and drive it into it and see what happens. We'll use, let's go with the bolide so we have something fast. Just in case we need something fast. I don't know if we will, but you never know. Alright, we're just gonna drive into it and see what happens. What about this part? The, like, really squiggly part? You can drive right through that one. Alright, what about the center part? Can you drive right through that? Sort of? Like, you can drive under it? Oh, weird. Because it's so stretched out. It is light enough to kind of push around easier now. Whoops. But you can push it around because it's so much stretched out. The density's basically been reduced. Except we're stuck in it. Totally stuck. Well, that was interesting. What a mess I made. Ah, look at that. How pretty. Let's go absolutely insane, and right from the start, let's just shove as many propane tanks in this thing as I feel like. Which basically means hold paste until I get bored of holding paste, and I can hold paste for quite some time. I think actually, though, it's better just to do like 5 and then 5 again in terms of actual size, but oh well. No going back now. Or not. That was big. That was a big one. I don't know how many propane tanks that was, but it was a lot. Wow, that is amazing. I am breaking beamNG.drive again. See, it's just, I don't, I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just a spiky mess, man. I honestly have no idea what to say about that thing right now. It was never meant to be blown up, I'll tell you that much. It works great for ramming into it, but then you try to blow it up and then all of a sudden you got internal darkness going. Blocking out the sun with it. What happens if we touch it? Looks like we can drive through most of it. Probably the only thing we can't drive through is the core. So I mean, that's basically what I would call it, is the core. Are we gonna roll over? No. So let's see, can we drive through the core right there? No, but we can move it. What does the structure look like on this? That doesn't look like a cube at all. Look at that. That used to be the cube. That's what happened to it to make it look the way it looks. That is insane. Let's see. Look at the nodes. The nodes are just everywhere now. All the actual structural parts are right there in the middle, mostly though, and then you got those other parts where just they shot off. See, I've broken the game. That is without a doubt, I have broken it. It's just I can't stop looking at this thing. This thing looks so crazy, but we gotta move on. Gotta go to another place. Let's go and reset it. And let's do one normal thing, just because I was so crazy. Except, okay, I can't unfreeze physics. There we go. That was weird. I'm hitting J, nothing's happening. I'm like, what's going on? I think the game was just so freaked out from what happened before. It was like, hold on, just give me a second. Alright, let's do something normal. Real quickly. Because I just thought, I know I crushed the big rig with it, but I never crushed it with the big rig. So I want to do that real quick. That's it. Let's go with a yellow big rig. Not gonna go really fast. Pretty slow speed actually, only 30-ish. I know I didn't get the slow-mo on like at the very initial part, but that's not really too much I care about. I just wanted to see what kind of shape it makes. Like, does it make a shape where you can say that was the big rig that hit it? Maybe. Whoa, you can almost see the shape of the grill, it looks like. You kind of see like how there's some like vertical up and downs right here, but I'm pretty sure that's more of a coincidence than anything. Versus that actually being the grill from the truck, because it has like that vertical. Well, maybe the center line. I don't know. It's hard to know. Nah, not with that J-beam. Just coincidence. So let's go ahead and go to another map, and maybe we'll just do this. We'll go to Leap of Death and let it fall off Leap of Death, and then that'll probably do it. Where is Leap of Death? I'm all missing it. I went too far. Whoops. Alright, there we go. Alright, since the cube can't drive, obviously, I'm just going to drive the truck off the edge, freeze physics, and make it the cube. The high-res cube. And let it fall. Like I said, colors don't do anything. I think I said that. The reason I'm saying it again is because I'm not sure if I said that, but the colors don't do anything. So, even though it'd be easier to tell what's going on if it wasn't all reflective, too bad. It's all reflective whether you like it or not. You know, right now that thing is pretty dense, considering it looks like it's about the size of a sheet of paper, but weighs enough to slow down whoa, camera, to slow down like a truck or something. That's dense. Denser than me. Man, it's just shaking the camera now. It's taking the camera for a ride. There you go. I mean, I didn't expect it to hold up at all, and then, well, it did exactly as I expected, except it's freaking out the camera. Really badly. But anyways, I think that'll do it for the high-res cube. Really is high-res, maybe a little bit too high-res for my own computer's good, because it did cause some lag, but till next time, it's been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.